I want to help you, dear viewer, get better at Street Fighter 6. And to do so, I'm going to do some VOD reviews. I reached out on my YouTube community wall saying if you want to get a VOD review, fill out this form and I'll pick a few and go over your VODs. And if you want me to take a look at your matches, I'll leave a link in the description below. I plan to post a few videos, but a majority of them will probably be done live on twitch.tv/BigNastyKail or on the stream here on YouTube. And if you enjoy this video at any point, make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more content like this. Today, we're going to be looking at a VOD from Joey Central, friend of the channel. And he's a master rated Juri player, ending around 1500 from last season. Joey sent in 2 replays, and I'm going to give you a synopsis on each of them. The first match was against a Ryu, who had insane neutral, but there were some habits that he was able to pick up on. Going into it, he was afraid that he would have good anti-airs, so he was kind of cautious to jump in. He thinks the reason why he lost his match is that he was unable to optimize his punishes, and he thinks he had more opportunity to do more damage. A second match was a Juri mirror, which he doesn't like. Going into it, he thought he would be outmatched. You never do that. First tip, don't go into it expecting the worst. If you actually think your opponent is better, then you make sure that you take them to the depths of hell with you. But everyone can bleed. You have to remember that. They're human. You could beat them. Give it everything you got. And if you lose, at least you tried your absolute best. The Juri player that he went up against had more time on him, so he was at a disadvantage. He thought his best bet would to do things that he wouldn't expect an optimal Juri to do. But he also thought that the Juri player played a little weird. He thinks in general the biggest things that catches him off guard are low attacks. So he's unsure when the crouching medium kick from the opponent is going to hit him before his can hit them. Other than that, just being out of range. I don't know how to avoid it. Low forwards are really strong in Street Fighter 6. So enough yapping, let's get to it. So I want to watch the Juri mirror first, and the reason being is that that's the match that happened first. I want to see if there was any growth in those few days that passed in between. I usually like to watch these straight through all the way and then go back, but now that we have the replay takeover, there's kind of no reason not to. So one of the first things I like to ask always is, what's the game plan? And this is the one where Joey kind of thought that he was going to get cooked just because the opponent, Sakura Weight Room, had more experience. So they didn't give me a plan, but it's always a good idea to have a plan going into it so that on the back end, you can adjust the plan. It's good to have a point to pivot off of after the fact. So let's see what happens. Drive rush and checked. Okay. So that's information. You're watching for it. They went for shimmy. Punish that. No punish. So heavy Fuhajin, super punishable. So heavy Fuhajin, super punishable. You had this. Your plus crouching medium kick. You definitely could have done something there. It wouldn't have been a bad idea to at least try to go for it, you know? So I keep forgetting that we actually have replay takeover. Let's see if I could actually do something here. Yeah, you have 8 frames there, right? 100%. Yeah. From that range, you don't have a stock. You definitely could have done something, right? And so you jump in, they parry. So you always got to take note of what your opponent wants to do. You jumped in, they didn't try to anti-air, they went for a parry. And it probably was because sometimes when people are not expecting, they parry reflexively. So if you couldn't do anything about that now, it's a good idea to always take note. Just realize that you guys can't see me. It's a good idea to always take note of what your opponent does and when, because of the fact that this might be something they do when they're nervous or unsure, and you could punish this. Whatever happens, always take note. No punish, no throw. Okay, nice. I want to hit confirm on the heavy punch, but something to work up to. Like that move, you have a lot of time to hit confirm into a drive rush. They get the knockdown and pressure. Okay. So you were concerned about lows, and that's usually where the low starts. Like to show promise here is after the fireball. I kind of expected you to walk backwards here. So you parried instead. Jumped in. Okay. So they didn't get the anti-air, but you notice that like, they are more aware of your approach now. You jumped in. You respect it. Watch your parries too. They're going to take note of that. Nice DP. Good job. We go up. What do we do here? Okay. Always take note of what we're doing. Okay, so you have information that they hit something, right? We can look back on it after the fact and see what they did. It's not so much that you got the hit. It's a matter of like what he's doing. So he hit a jab here. Okay, cool. He was crouching, so that means he hit a button. So if he was doing a throw, he would have been standing. The fact that he's crouching tells you that he hit a crouching button. So that tells you, like, that's information. If he was standing, you might want to try a shimmy, but the fact that he was crouching, he's not going for a throw here. So he's probably going to hit more buttons. So we have some information here. He's hitting buttons. He's hitting buttons. And why did we use medium kick? Why did we use medium kick here? Okay. Also, Juri is mostly about resources. And the reason why I bring this up is that when you're low on drive gauge, you should lean on your stocks. When you're low on your stocks, you have to lean on your drive gauge. So here you don't have any stocks. So that should be your priority, especially since you have like no drive gauge, right? You're one screw up away from being in burnout. So you stock. Here you can do a light store, right? Getting a light store allows you to go into the next interaction with 2 stores. And I'll show you. It's more about opportunity, right? So you get the store, your player 2, store again, and then you can attack again, right? And if you hit from here, you have to go low forward. But here you don't want to use drive gauge. So I think you might be able to do. Oh, you know what? I have an idea, right? Okay, medium punch, forward medium punch. Store again. See? Sorry, if I'm not in this situation, it's a little bit hard for me to recognize, right? Like that, right? So the reason why I say to do this, is because here, if they block this, what you could do is you do medium, light, crouching, strong into light fuha. And I'll show you why. Medium fuha, light fuha, crouching, medium punch, light fuha. If they block this, you get pushed like all the way out here, which is kind of nice. And you have your 3 stores. So here you go into 1 store. Oh, sorry, 2 stores. You get your store again, and then you like kill from there. Instead, you decide to like dash up, which is fine. You get your attack, but you notice how like here, like you can't convert off of that for 1. Even still, you can't kill either, right? I don't think there's anything that you could do here to kill. You do have 1 store, right? So I don't think you kill here. That definitely does not kill. Yeah, you can't kill here. The only way I think you probably could kill is if you overhead. Yeah, you would have to overhead here, right? Which is an option, right? But you burn yourself out. I don't know if you're prepared for that. Yeah, that kills. So you technically always have to 2-touch. It's one of those things that maybe you would have caught them off guard. Dash in, you don't get any conversion here. And that stinks, right? That comes down to like flow, game plan. Okay, you get the knock, you get to go in. Nice. You burn yourself out. You have to kill here though. Okay, cool. You didn't use resources. You're fine. Good round. All right. Always take note in between rounds. What did we learn? They're going to check your drive rush. They started to look for your anti-airs. They also hit buttons, right? You know more now than you did then. So let's see how you adjust. Okay, dive kick. Nice DP. Why did you do that? You saw that they like to hit buttons. So I'm sure you read DP. There's other ways to keep the pressure up without that. Okay. Nice on their part. They go overhead. You block. You're minus here. What do you do? Okay. You respect. What did you hit there? Forward heavy punch. Friend. You're in the middle of a block string. Okay. Maybe you were trying to check a Fuhajin? Okay. This is a safe jump. Be careful. That's not a safe jump. You're fine. Still, they have pressure. Ooh. Advanced tech. This is a shimmy. Take note of this. So this is really important. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to take control of you, and I'm going to throw here. You're out of range. See? That's what they were trying to do to you. So you got to be careful. Right? It's nice because the crouching medium punch kind of moves them out of range. It's kind of cool. So you didn't hit a button, but take note, you might not have known why they did that, but they're also plus enough to jab you here too. Try to go for shimmy. Ooh, punish that, friend. There's a lot of stuff here that you're not, like, you're just allowing to happen. Like this sweep here is a free heavy punch. You have the opportunity. You just have to train yourself to see these kind of things and just have like an automatic response. And you jump. So jumping seems like it's your automatic response, but also take note again, same exact thing happened. You jumped in with this button, they parried the same exact way. So something to take note of is like how they respond to what you do. You have to take note of what they do when you do things. So they made an error and then you jumped in and they panicked with a parry. So next time, back throw them. Okay, same exact thing happened as last time. Okay, nice combo. But of course, why did that work? Counter hit. That's why. I never thought of that. I should be confirming those. You need to confirm here. Like that's your automatic. You need to light 10 Senrin here. So your assumptions about your own play is very astute. You do leave a lot of damage on the table, but that's kind of easy to fix. So for an example here, you should have done that, or you just do something like that. But I don't think you want to use your drive gauge here. I don't think you want to use drive gauge. I think it's better to just do something like that. Or I haven't seen you throw like at all, so maybe that would have been a better option. Let's see, you don't get the knockdown. Okay, cool. Copy, we go in. Whoosha. You tried the overhead. So I want you to take note as like a personal a point of discovery. You get beat out here, right? So when things like this happen, I want you to like really take note of it because there's a few issues here, but like your question should have went, is there a way for me to make this meaty so that if they press a button, they get hit? Because your goal is the overhead, but also you can overhead while doing a meaty to cover both options. So let's try it out, right? The problem with that is that from that range, you're kind of like smoked, right? You're kind of far. I mean, you could do something like this. Yeah, this kills, right? This kills. Yeah. Even if you were to do the simple option, you easily kill here. You easily kill on like much less resources. So again, it's like it's within your power to like find additional options, right? You definitely kill here. Say, so they get the hit. Are they gonna dump it? They're gonna dump it. All right, so they're gonna dump. You're gonna be on next touch. You're gonna have 2 bars at least to drive reversal if you need. That will put you close to burnout, but you still have your 3 stocks. So what happens here? Nice. They went for a shimmy again. So again, I keep saying to take note. They're going for shimmies, but you're not throwing. So they're making the wrong option. At this point, they should start throwing you. If they win this next round, they're probably going to start to throw you more. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Watch out for the cross up. Nice. So this is kind of what you were talking about is the lows. Now, Juri has a really, really low. She has a really long range low. So here is kind of scary, right? It's scary because you can't walk out of this range and not be hit by a low forward. If you walk backwards, like you die. Case in point, right? Is that if you didn't do this, like you might have gotten hit by that. This DI is super risky for a lot of reasons. You're on low health for one. You might have died specifically because you can't absorb this one hit. You actually might have died just trying to DI. And they're going to burn themselves out though, which is like good for you. But they were able to beat you out there. Fair enough. All right, so they go on the offensive. I'm thinking throws in this round. No throws? Good for us, right? All right. Remember, if this isn't a chain, you could definitely try to check this. So your concern was that their crouching medium kicks hit before yours did. You were free to hit a button after the jab here, right? In fact, let's do replay takeover. Okay. After jabs, unless it's a chain, you're free to press buttons. Okay. You definitely could try to check that, but if it's a chain, then you can't check. So after the second one, definitely, right? You could have done something. So, and this is your fear here, right? Is this range here? You're using forward heavy punch, which is 15 frame. It's almost double the amount of frames, double the length on startup as a crouching medium kick. So using it in this range here might not be the best choice. All right, so they knock you down. Here comes a drive rush. Am I thinking overhead? Am I taking a throw in the future? They're trying shimmy a lot. And to me, that's a mistake on their part. You use this button a lot to catch them, like, not in a scramble, but you're a little bit, like, too close and a little bit on the defensive to be trying to use this. Especially since, like, you really can't cancel to anything to keep yourself, like, safe here and to not be in a crouching medium kick range, right? Since you're here, you kind of have to respect this. But if you feel that they're going to be doing that, you could always parry here and try to catch them. Doing a parry here will get them to not press buttons as much, and they might feel inclined to try to throw you, for which you can, like, attack them before they try to throw you. Okay, they are going full rabid animal now. You talked about how they played weird. It's not that they're playing weird, right? You're actually, like, it's your turn here, right? In fact, it's, like, punishable. You probably could have punished this. Usually when people do this, they go, I fucked up. And because of that, they tend to, like, go, oh, I'll just try to go crazy, right? Okay. You can punish this, right? In fact, you might even be close enough to... Right? You could have done something about that. He's punishable, so he probably assumes you're going to try to go for a punish. And in case you screw up, the DP's there. But again, when you're not sure if you want to punish, you tend to, like, jump. That's twice, right? Nice parry. What do you got? I expected DP here on this part. Nice. Okay, let's go in. They're close to burnout. So forcing burnout might be a good idea. Where's my combo there? Hello? I like this option too. That was a good choice. But you screwed up this. So when you have an option and you get a hit and you don't convert off of it, practice it, right? Because this could have been a burnout, right? Should have done that. That burns them out. Even like, level 1 might have burnt out. Oh, nah. Should have done something like this, right? This is still anyone's game. He's burnt out. He's throwing more. Watch a shimmy. Dash up. He's gonna throw. Hail Mary's coming in. Here comes your shimmy. No, overhead. Okay. I would have ate that overhead as well. Your biggest issue is discomfort when it's your turn. There's a lot of times when it's your turn or even punishable where you default to jumping. That's the first thing. Jumping into your replays, and when you block things, just taking note of like what does what and when, right? So you parried a lot during this part here. After the second throw, you should have started to take note of it. Obviously, also anti-airs. So a lot of this falls in the fact that you just didn't stop the approach. Nice tech. So again, stuff like this, you're leaving damage on the table big time. Obviously, you know how to do this. So especially in here, you definitely can go into here and just practice it, right? Right? Something, right? right? What's kind of cool about the replay takeover is that you can work on things like this. And just like get your execution right and just work on situations that you can just be more comfortable in. I even screwed it up, right? Right? Just, I know it sounds dumb, but just practice this. Make it so that you never drop this again as I drop it now. The replay takeover is like weird for me just because it's like if I don't get into a flow, it's hard for me to really feel it out, all right? Right? And you could like start to work on like all these kinds of things. Right? You could confirm that. Right? So punishes, always think about where you could have gotten more damage and also think about where they got damage on you and how you could avoid that. So this was a few days after the fact. Let's see if we see anything different. All right, as always, what's the game plan, all right? So you said in this that you felt that their neutral was a lot better and that you were afraid of jumping because you were afraid that their anti-airs would be better. So you were not sure how to approach. And you feel like you just left damage on the table. We see a pattern. So let's see how it goes. So he starts off with solar plexus. He goes in. He's already using a lot of drive gauge. See how you navigate fireballs. You're already in the corner. How is it possible that it's like a few seconds in and you're already in the corner? You back yourself into the corner. So I need you to move out, right? You throw haymakers a lot there. What's stopping you here since he's so close just to use medium punch? It's 4 frames quicker. I don't know if you still get the hit, but it's safer, right? You don't have to confirm into this. Fine though. You get your damage. You go in, overhead. Do you time it right? Okay. What button do you press here? Do you hit jab? You throw. Okay, cool. So you don't see a counter hit, so you know he didn't press a button. And he's likely just a block. It's good for us. Okay, now he's in the corner. How do we get in there? I want to see either a throw, a strike, or a delay. Okay, so watch out for this. You know about delays. We've talked about this, but there's a timing where you want to like fill. So you delay too much. So he delays and you're caught trying to move in. What I mean to say by this, right, is that if your goal here is to delay, your player 1 could have done something like that, right? It's not that like I know like him, but it's catching the timing in which they want to press, right? That's too far, right? I don't kill here. Right? But still, like, if you want to delay, block and then strike, right? That way it takes away a reversal and then you can strike in. You could dump your resources because you can get 2 stocks here, 2 stocks here, and go for the strike. Nope, you don't get that. And then he dies. You see the flow in how it is. There is a timing, and I'm starting to get used to this too, where if a person sees that you didn't press a button, that they are likely to press a button and win. And it's usually around the same time. It's usually somewhere between like 15 to 20 frames. You knock them down, strike. They get up, strike. They get up, strike. Of course, it changes if they use a light attack, right? In this case, he tried to low forward. But you could like stop and then attack. You see what I'm saying? That covers the like the DP, but also keeps you safe. You also can throw here too. So you're delaying, which is fine. What I find that players do when they're not used to delaying, this is me, I'm speaking from myself. They tend to delay too long. It's because you're playing slow. The better you are, the faster you get to play. You're just processing information quicker. You're making decisions quicker, and you'll get there. Just for right now, it's like your speed's a little slow. So because of that, he's able to sneak it in. Do you see what I'm saying? Eventually, you'll go up, stop, and pop. So he gets knocked down, Okay, he dashes in, goes for a throw. Take note, right? He's throwing you a lot here. Strike. Nice. So here, right, you gave him the delay. And a good timing, too. DP. Fair enough. If you didn't drive rush, I don't think he DPs there. But now you know, right? Information. You can't always look at a situation like, damn, I made the wrong choice. You did, but like, how were you supposed to know that? You could have made a safer choice and not commit to the drive rush. You could have just walked up and delayed again. But it's one of those things where it's like, you didn't know that then, but now you do know. So now you know that like, you can make a decision with better information. That's what I'm trying to say. So last round, he threw you a lot. He also delayed crouching medium kick a lot. Usually people will do that to beat out a shimmy. You should have a good idea of his timing now. Okay. Okay. Knockdown. Let's get it. You're shimmying, but I don't see a throw. I don't think I've seen you throw like almost once this whole time. Okay. Which is you threw all on the overhead, right? So there's a rock, paper, scissor that you're not paying attention to. Block beats a strike, but throw beats a block. But shimmy beats a throw. So you go to attack him, he blocks. So your throw will beat his block. So when he wants to beat your throw and tech, that's when you start to shimmy. So you're shimmying, but you haven't thrown him enough to make him want to break the throw. It would be fine to try it out here and there, but this is like the second, maybe third time that you tried that. He hasn't gone for it. He's always gone to strike. You can block it. You can throw him before he does it. You can strike him before he does it, but you could just throw him. Okay. Knockdown. Nice. Okay. What do we do here? Copy. Nice. We get the knock. Throw him. Throw this man. Throw this man. Look at all the blocking he's doing. DP. Throw this man. You get in there. Throw this, my man. Okay, what do we got here? We're gonna feng shui engine. We go in. Okay. That man fell apart. Not the cleanest. A little bit slop jalops. But we're open all day like IHOP. So we have information. Right? You need to throw him more. He DPs a lot. He kind of throws things out there. So pressuring him will work, right? More strikes will work against him. Absolutely. He's going to press buttons when he's scared. But he's also want to try and block it out. So that's why, again, throws are super important. In fact, I think throwing is one of the most important thing in this game. So again, we're trying to shimmy. No throw. Again, you try to walk backwards. What does he do? He strikes. You gotta throw this man. That sucks. We're going for the shimmy with no throw. This man has no incentive to throw. He's got no incentive to try to tech a throw. So you're walking backwards. This is, you talked about this, right? You're like, I'm always out of range of it. You don't need to be out of range of it here. You don't. What you need to do is to attack him before he does it. You leave a delay and you allow him to press that button. But there shouldn't be a time when you're in his face that he could press that button. In fact, if you think about it, you knock him down, you're not taking advantage of your knockdown. Your reward is the knockdown. Okay, this stinks too because like you definitely could have like anti-aired him, but that's a hard one to do. But he's gonna dump. Okay. You're at half health, half drive gauge. He's almost full health, almost full drive gauge. I'm not saying you're in a bad position, but it's not looking good for our hero. And you're close to the corner. Move forward, move up. So obviously perfect parries, important, right? But move up. You want to move up so your drive gauge goes up. All right, make sure you're moving up, but obviously always go for, like, don't stay back, because if you stay back, what's going to happen? You get pushed back, right? Even if you parry, get pushed back, right? A parry is just a block. So make sure when, like, you walk, like, you're walking forward and not backwards, because if you just stand there and try to parry, you get pushed back. See that? Try to move into the parry. You could also do something like that. But a good option too is to do that. But yeah, don't be content with just staying back and trying to like power. Nice. Remember, you can cancel out of those. You don't have to just sit there. You can throw something. Your size show. You could jump. You're burnt. That's not good. Watch for the low forward. Yeah, so here you have to respect the low forward. Right? So this is what the other Juri was doing to you, right? You have to respect this because you can't outspace it, right? You're too close. You could super here. You could DP wouldn't work, right? You could definitely super here, right? If you think he's going to do something. But like, that's a huge risk. It's a gamble, but like, you're burnt out. The issue with being burnt out is a lot of times you're like forced to make gambles. Because now you're going to be on the opposite side of frame data. He's just going to take away your drive gauge. Okay, this is good. Nice jump. Cool. Same thing again. He could have killed you. So again, I haven't seen one throw, and you're trying to beat out his throw. He's showing you he's not going to throw, but you still continue to go for the counter to throw. He's not going to throw. He definitely could have killed you here, I think. Okay, move up. He's going to throw. Yeah. You got to be careful about this. Like, the heavy one is not it. You do this a lot. He's going to, yeah, he's going to throw. If you're going to do any of them, do the medium one. Even that's punishable. But this is very, you know what I mean? So just be careful. He could have killed you again too. He fucked up. So I'm going to give you a few actionable things. I like to leave you with some things, not even just information, but like, here's things that you could do to practice. I want you to keep this in mind. Every action has a counter. There is nothing in this game that's perfect. If they're blocking, you throw them. And this is like what I want you to keep in mind. That like throwing on their wake up is super powerful. Just in case anybody doesn't know how to use the training room, when you hit the start button, you could go over to wake up reversal. So you go to an empty slot, click it. You can pick a move. You can go over to like special, super arts, all that stuff, right? But we're going to take his 4 frame, his standing light punch. So now when we knock him down, okay, he's set the block. I'm going to go over, turn the block onto block after first hit, right? So he's going to block after he wakes up, but the wake up reversal will override that. So for an example, I knock him down. Then when he gets up, he presses the button. So like, you'll knock him down, but then you'll do this. You shouldn't be that afraid. Yeah, granted, he showed you that he was going to wake up with the DP, but I showed you, you know this. Do a slight delay, right? So even if he does this, if you really think he's going to do it, delay and then throw. Right? If he does a strike, you just block it. But you can also throw his light attack when he gets up. The throw will cover it. Right? Not only can you throw his light attack, but if he chooses to block, he still gets thrown. That's why throws are so strong, especially for Juri, because she's like, mid-screen, she could easily set it up. So you should think more like this and less like just trying to press buttons on him. Because something to take note of is that if he wakes up with a throw to break your throw, since he's trying to throw, that means that he gets hit if you strike. That's the rock, paper, scissor aspect to it. So if you see him like stand up, that might be an indication that he went for a throw. And that's when you can start to like really work on it. That's when you can like start to delay. And that's when you could go for like the delay, the back walk and all that jazz. So more importantly, you see that when you try to do this, he hit you with that. The reason being is that he might have thought that you were going to try to go for a shimmy. But another thing too is that he might not have assumed that you were going to go for a shimmy. Rather, that's something that he does without thinking. Part of competition is finding out what your opponent is not aware that they're doing, but they still do. And it's your goal to pick up on those things to try to exploit them. So for an example, you could have tried to do this, right? Usually for me, I try and do this, right? Well, it would have worked if I was closer, right? Right? I try to do that. And then I cancel that into a feng shui engine, right? Just to make myself safe. then you go into whatever you need to, right? And if you think that they are going to do that and they might not be thinking about it, a way to counter that. So an issue that you're having is that you dash up and you can't walk out of it. So a space trap that I've been trying to incorporate, especially in the corner, is going to be ending whatever string into forward medium punch into medium fuha, right? And the reason being is that you're close here, right? So when you end here, you're close. You can store again. It's a free store. You do a light one, and you're still plus here, right? But what I do is after the medium store into light store, you do crouching a medium punch into light store. Look how far away you are. Until we get it right. Look how far away we are. So this is a nice setup here because it gives you all three stores. If they press, it's kind of fucked. So what's nice about this is that it only requires the one store. So we dump our store here. We raise one store, two stores, three stores, out of range. And now we can get a full punish on them. So if you go for a delay and they do a low forward on you, you can actually just take note of it and just know that like this might be a bad habit of theirs. So you can actually set up a little trap here. So if they're not aware of it, you could set up a little trap here. And then you get a big damage punish on them. Things to practice, right? There is a few damage optimizations that you could be doing. There's more so punishes that you're just like, when you're not sure, you like jumped in. Like that might be like a bad habit that you have. That like when there's a scramble, you jumped in with a hard punch. But I want you to ask, could I punish that in the future and go back to the replay and just take over your replay and just see if you could have done something. But I also want you to start to take note of what people are doing when they wake up. Simply put, throw them more. Like you don't throw at all. Throwing leaves them open for damage. And shimmy doesn't mean anything if you don't throw. I mean, they might throw even still. I would throw, right? I have a bad habit when it comes to that. But try to dumb it down a bit. Throw them until they want to tech. When they start to tech, that's when you go for shimmy. And if you're gonna do a delay, don't delay so much, you know, like do something like that. Because you can, even though you can like still see if he presses a button, and you can also see if he goes for a throw here, right? Don't delay so much. If you're going to delay that much, it should be after they've shown that they want to block, right? So if you like delay a bit and they still block, like increase your delay, right? Delay even more. But I think you're trying to get to point Z before you go through A, B, C, and D. You played well. I just need to see more throws. You know what combos to use to get damage. It's just, I think you're having a hard time figuring out when to go into them. And for that, if you're unsure, go into your replays and just take over. But you're doing well. I just think you need to simplify your game plan just a bit more. Strike, throw, slight delay. And when you see a person having an option, your first thought should be, how do I stop them from doing that? Have deliberate actions, even if their action is not deliberate. Be aware of what your choices are, even when they don't know they're making that choice. And keep going. You're doing great. And hopefully you learned something from this VOD review. If you did, let me know in the comments section below and make sure to hit the like button. And you'll have a link in the description for the replay form. If you want a chance at a VOD review, now's the time to do it. This is all practice because I want to do one-on-one coaching. If you're trying to get to master rank, I want to help you. And I would love to have you join the Discord, which you'll find a link for that in the description as well. These videos are not sponsored by anyone except for me. So if you want to support me, you can also join my second channel, Big Nasty Kail Yaps. Here you'll find less edited videos where I talk about things in Street Fighter or gaming as a whole, or just VOD highlights. So if you want more Kail content, make sure to follow that channel. Link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.